Ellen DeGeneres is part of the deep state. So I have some questions. First of all, which one is Eric? Did he kill the elephant or the cheetah? Which one? I don't know. So second, what is deep state? Is it near Dollywood? Because I'm in, if it is. And so it started with this tweet, I guess. Eric Trump posted last night. It says, shocking once again, here are the Twitter suggestions of who I should follow, hashtag deep state. So it shows Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and me. It's the leader of the free world plus Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. And the craziest thing is, it's really, well, it's just the craziest thing I've seen all week, because I saw that movie with the lady having sex with a fish, and still, this beats that. Apparently, Eric Trump thinks that Twitter is trying to trick him into following liberals. Apparently, I'm part of some secret government conspiracy called the Deep State. And so I found out, have you heard of Deep State, anybody? Neither had I. No, I hadn't either. So I found out Deep State is supposed to be a group of people they believe are trying to undermine Donald Trump, which is ridiculous because no one has undermined Donald Trump more than Donald Trump. I just want to say, Eric, I am honored that you think that I'm powerful enough to be part of a government conspiracy. I am sorry to disappoint you. I am not part of the deep state. Even if somebody wanted me to be involved, I don't have that kind of time. I've got my gay agenda meetings on Mondays. I've got on Wednesday, Beyonce and I host an Illuminati brunch. And then Portia and I on the weekends are desperately trying to have a baby. So I can't have time. But there's probably another explanation for why Twitter suggested that you follow me. I mean, it could be a conspiracy, or it could be because your sister Ivanka follows me on Twitter, and your sister Tiffany follows me on Twitter, and maybe you should follow me. I mean, because I post a lot of cute videos. We might not agree on politics, but I think we can both agree this is cute.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. The absolute nerve of these people. I mean, I'll continue to point this out because you can see through video after video after video of how these comedians on TV, whether it's Ellen, Colbert, Kimmel, you name them, Jimmy Fallon, how they're constantly bringing up the Illuminati, how they're constantly bringing up quote-unquote conspiracy theories, how they're constantly bringing up what is known as the deep state, and then using humor to deflect off of it. Now, for starters, everybody out there should understand this thing known as the deep state. You shouldn't even label what's going on as the deep state. You shouldn't label it as the Illuminati, because these are all trigger words now. Illuminati is a trigger word. Okay, so when people hear that, they automatically laugh it off and think it's not real, even though we know that it's a secret society inside of these secret societies. The same with conspiracy and conspiracy theory. Well, now deep state has become this new word that they've hijacked and turned into a trigger word. Because people are using the word deep state and they're associating it, the shadow government, all this stuff, with liberalism, right? And you get people like Eric Trump. You don't think that this isn't staged, that this is natural, that these people don't mess around with each other like this, and him tweeting. Ellen DeGeneres is in the deep state, knowing that she's going to respond with her making a joke about crazy right versus, crazy left. And the people on the right are crazy conspiracy theorists. The people on the left are loving people who have no hate inside of them. It's all part of the plan. The Trump paradigm is part of the fake right-left paradigm. It's part of it. That's why I constantly say, you want to look out for shows, you want to be able to determine one. When you find people, you want to see who's a paid-for agent. You can start by looking for people who are constantly pushing the left and the right, because the left and the right is always going to keep us divided. So you get Eric Trump tweeting this stupid story, right? And then Ellen doing what I constantly say, deflecting, using humor to deflect. How many times have I done this? How many times have I talked about this? If this stuff is so crazy, why do they feel the need to address it? Why do they feel the need to delete channels like mine, my main channel, which had 250,000 subscribers? Why is Alex Jones then still allowed to speak with his millions? Why is Mark Dice still allowed to speak? Why? Because they push the left and right paradigm. That's why. Because I don't participate in that. Because nobody should believe in that, because it's not real. The sooner people realize this isn't a republic, the sooner the people can rise up and do something about it and cast these people out. Just like witches and occultists used to be cast out. We have people running our country who are the witches, who are the Satanists, who are the occultists. But instead, everybody wants to stay inside this paradigm. You don't bring attention to this stuff unless there's truth behind it. They constantly are bringing it up. We have the Illuminati Taco Bell commercial. We have Ellen joking about having Illuminati brunches with Beyonce. We have Ellen even bringing up the gay agenda. Why would you even bring it up then? If it's something so crazy and so ridiculous, why would you bring attention to it? You know how many crazy things there are people have said about me? Once in a while I might address it because it's so crazy. I want to prove that you shouldn't listen to people who are completely retarded. But would you bring attention to something that was so over the top, so ridiculous, if there wasn't truth behind it? Because they know how mind control works. They know that if they deflect it and use humor, that the audience will look up at the laugh box, they'll laugh, and then anytime they hear somebody say Illuminati, they'll laugh and they'll say, you're crazy. Oh, like the Taco Bell commercial? Oh, deep state. You mean, the alt-right, the Donald Trump crazies out there? This is all part of a plan. This is mind control at its finest. When you break free from this and you realize that comedy is a form of deflection, the more humor they use, there's a reason. I mean, there is a reason at 11 o'clock at night, you get all these comedians, so-called comedian guys talking politics. Because they're there to play a role. That's why there's all these shows during the day. I don't know if Oprah's still on, but you get Ellen, Wendy Williams, right? Playing towards a certain audience, whether Wendy Williams plays towards females and Ellen plays towards females, but also towards a gay audience. Why would she bring attention to something like the gay agenda? Everybody knows it's going on. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. We have the video I did yesterday about the kid. He said he knew it too, that he was a drag queen or a tranny or whatever it's called. At 2. You can't even speak at 2 years old. You're not even at the point, you're barely at the point where you can take a crap out of a diaper. Yet you know what sex you are. Oh, okay. That makes perfect sense. These people should be awarded Parents of the Year. At least that's what they think. Oh, what great parents. At 2, they allowed their son to be who he was, a girl. Huh? Kid doesn't even know how to take a dump yet on a toilet, and you're letting him pick what sex he is and what gender he is. It's all psychological, and they play off the emotions of people by saying the do what thou will, right? Oh, don't judge them, and then you won't get judged back. You won't get bullied back. People, oh, okay, I feel safe, I feel protected. Meanwhile, when it comes to people like me, forget about it. We don't even get free speech. They're allowed to have their opinion. We're not allowed to have ours if it goes against an agenda. No, that's so hateful. Hateful? Hateful? I prayed for that child. That poor kid. Because if he doesn't get saved, we all know what happens in the end. But, I mean, if something doesn't happen soon, imagine this kid in his 20s. Now, we already, I'm not even going to get into that. Let's focus. I mean, it's the stuff that I can't sleep over. It drives me insane. Because it's so easy to see. It's so easy to figure out. Eyes to see and ears to hear. I mean, how can you not see what's going on? But when it comes to this stuff with Ellen bringing up the gay agenda, joking about brunch with Beyonce, and then, of course, using comedy to say, look, this is what I really tweet about, a cat scratching a dog. How cute, right? And the dumbed-down audience starts laughing. And that laugh that they get from the scratching of the cat scratching the dog and how adorable it is, from that laugh, it connects to the whole mindset of deep state, Illuminati, conspiracy theory. And that's why they do it that way. That's how it works. They bring up the severity of an issue. How many times did they talk about Pizzagate on Colbert? Right? We're talking about alleged child abuse on a show that's supposed to be a comedy show. And they bring up that topic. And instead of being quiet in the audience and saying, oh, this is serious, we shouldn't joke about it, they start talking about it and then start using common phrases like, Hillary Clinton's got a pizza parlor and she's prostituting kids out of it. Isn't that crazy? And then joke after joke after joke. And those seed plantings, it triggers your mind when you hear this stuff to automatically dismiss this stuff. And they are using comedy at a major level right now. I've never seen them address this stuff so much, whether it's Taco Bell, whether it's Colbert, Kimmel, Ellen. They sure bring it up a lot. for something that's not real. They sure are talking about it a lot. Just like I say with these TV shows. They're always using lines from the Bible, right? The truth will set you free. People think like that's some type of a saying from, A Few Good Men or some stupid movie. They use those lines. They take them from the Bible and they use it and they float it. They talk about Jesus all the time in these shows and God in these shows. But of course, then they come and they go, well, God's not real. The maker of this show is an atheist, or the maker of this show doesn't believe in God or, anything. Oh, for someone who doesn't, they sure talk about him a lot. Same with this. For people who claim that this is all crazy and a conspiracy, they sure talk about it a lot. I know I wouldn't be. Shouldn't they just be like, who cares about these people? If we're real crazy Looney Tunes, then why don't you just let us be? And we'll be in our crazy Looney Tune land. Why are you deleting our channels and taking our free speech away? Oh, because you're afraid? Because you're afraid of what is happening, which is an awakening? I'd like to see one of these shows or any of these people have the balls to have me on. You want to see my face? You want me to go? Let's see if any of these big shows have the balls. You get David Seaman on InfoWars. How do guys like that get on these shows? People were on Comedy Central talking about Pizzagate and all this other stuff. They don't have the guts with somebody like me because they can't debate me. They can't go one-on-one with me. They know I bring up stuff like Israel, like the pedo rings. They can't deal with that. So they feed off of the bottom feeder people who bring up crazy conspiracies, who say that every single person ever who's been on TV as a woman's really a man, or the Sasquatch is walking in our backyard, all this stuff. And listen, you want to believe that, you have every right to believe it. But if you don't think that sets a trigger in people's heads to think that this stuff, and connect all this stuff together and to think we're all insane, then you don't get what's going on. It's all right in front of us. It's all there for everyone to see. The question is, why can't they see it? And the answer is because they're under such strict mind control. Because the humor that they're using, this tactic of deflection, is working. So show them videos like this and others and say, why are they all talking about it so much then? Because I'll tell you right now, the audience who's listening, they don't really find it funny. They're laughing because the laugh box is on. They're confused. To be honest, they don't even know what they're talking about, some of these people. Colbert bringing up some of this stuff, right? He's like, and the chemicals dropping from the sky. You guys saw the clip of the video I uploaded. And there's chemicals in the Jergens. Nobody was laughing. People are like, what is this guy talking about? If anything, it should have opened people's eyes. But they're doing it because they're planting seeds. They're hitting the laugh box. They're adding in audience laughter afterwards. And because you're looking at these people as comics, because you're told they're comedians and they're funny, and you should aspire, if you want to be a comic, to do stand-up and then be the next host of late-night TV. So what they say is funny, and you should think like that and act like that. But the audience doesn't even know what they're hearing when they're talking about this. They're deliberately just subliminally planting seeds in their heads to think this is all a big joke. But when they die, or their mother dies, or their daughter dies, their son dies, whoever dies of cancer, something terminal, all they need to do is look around them, look up, look at the radiation, look at the chemtrails, look at the chemicals in your food. Because the answers are right there. And the joke at the end of the day is on everybody out there who doesn't repent and find Jesus Christ. And the joke at the end of the day is that all these people out there who think that all this stuff is a big ha-ha, big joke, they're going to feel pretty stupid come Judgment Day. I can't even imagine how dumb these people are going to feel when they realize their whole existence is a lie. Everything that they believed was a lie. And I mean everything. Everything. From every piece of history they defended, to every time they called someone a conspiracy nut for talking about chemtrails, they are going to feel pretty darn stupid. And they should. Because all it takes is to put your pride down, to have common sense, to think critically, to think on a conscious level, and see what they're trying to do, to understand that repetition's the key. And they're using this repetition now with Illuminati, which is now a trigger word, just like conspiracy theory is a trigger word, just like deep state is a trigger word. Don't fall into these, okay? Deep state is a trigger word that's different than Illuminati. Illuminati and different than conspiracy theory. Because people who think deep state, oh, well, we're right on track. Deep state. We got to fight back against the deep state. It's supposed to be associated with Donald Trump. They don't think that these people are playing you on both sides. It's another trigger word. Don't fall into the lump of believing in this stuff. It's a lump of crap is what it is. And so is Ellen DeGeneres. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.